Hey y'all, welcome back. In today's video, I'll be talking about tips that help me study during nursing school. So there are a lot of tips out there. I'll just be summing up a little few that were specific for me. You'll see me looking down. That's because I got my notes here. So tip one, record lectures. So I had downloaded an app called Notability. And in this app, I was able to download my lectures, download my PowerPoints before class. And then during class, I was able to record lecture for that specific PowerPoint, and I was able to type on notes. So say for instance, I got like a 50 slide PowerPoint. Let's say they on slide 10. I'm on slide 10 and they say something like really, really special that sticks out to me. On that slide, I'm able to type, like have a text box and it pull up on that specific slide so I'll know. Using this app helped me to not, as I'm in class, like trying to write down everything that they say because I could, miss something. So having this app actually helped me to actually pay attention a little more, write less, and type a little extra more, if that makes sense. So write out a little less. I'm able to follow along in the books also, and highlight in the book and also type on that slide or that specific slide. So Notability app, I had to pay, it wasn't no more than $3 when I had downloaded it. So the next tip is to bring your book to class. Nursing school books, they ain't light. So if you can, just bring your book to class with you. That way you can follow along, as I said, along with the PowerPoint on the Notability app and in the book. Because a lot of my professors, they were pointing out different charts in different boxes, and having my book, I was able to follow along with them, because sometimes they'll throw hints out there like bullet number 2 or bullet number 3, and if you don't have your book, you really just like, oh, what this bullet say, and sometimes if I didn't have my book, I look to my classmate and be like, what's bullet 2 or what's bullet 3? That way, having your own book, you'll know. Next is to read before class. Now, I ain't gonna be on here and be like I read before class at all times, because I didn't. Sometimes you just want to sleep. And reading before class was just wasn't on my mind. So reading before class helped, but I didn't do it all the time. So with being transparent, I ain't do it all the time, but reading before class does help. Next, ask questions. Whether you ask questions privately, one-on-one, or in class, never be afraid to ask the questions, because they always say somebody else may be wanting to know the answer to that question too. So never be afraid to ask questions. No question is a dumb question. Never be afraid to admit when you don't know. It's okay. It's nursing. I'm a nurse, finna be a nurse for 2 years in July. If I don't know, I don't know. And I'm not going to play like I do know, because at the end of the day, this is somebody's life I'm dealing with. And I'm never going to be like, if I don't know, I ain't going to fake it. This ain't no fake it till you make it. Nope. Ain't no fake it till you make it when it comes to this. If I don't know, I don't know. And I may be, I don't know. When it comes to studying, I highlight it a lot. Like I said, in class, took my book and I highlight if they say things. If I'm at home and I'm reading, after listening to the lecture, I'll highlight. It sticks out to me, I highlight it. I love some highlighters. But I don't suggest highlighting in different colors. Let me see. Nah. That didn't work for me. It may work for you. But sometimes highlighting in different colors, it can get like really confusing. So if highlighting in different colors work for you, my hat goes off to you, but it didn't work for me. So if you're going to highlight, I say just one, but like I said, my studying tips may not be work for you, but this is what helped me. So I'm hoping that I'm able to help someone else. Next is setting up a meeting with your professor. I feel like I met with every professor in every class that I had. And I'm not afraid to admit that because, like I said, if I don't know, I don't know. I ain't finna fake it till I make it. I was able to meet with them so that I can have a relationship with them, build a rapport with them, so they can get to know me and I can get to know them. Because at the end of nursing, you're going to need a nursing resume, and you're going to need someone that knows you, and they knew me. So I still keep in contact with them to this day. So setting up a meeting with professors, like I said, if you don't know and you have a question, ask it. If you don't want to ask it publicly, set up a meeting one-on-one with a teacher. That way you can get to know them, ask your questions and things of that nature. Have a study group. Now, be cautious when studying. I did not study with more than 5 people. It's good to see how other people study and how they're learning techniques. But when it's so many people, I don't feel like you can get nothing accomplished. Personally, this is me. If it's so many of us, more than 5 people, that was really 5 people at one time is really pushing it for me. But I think I studied with no more than 5 people at once. It was no more than 5, I can tell you that. It was either 5 or less at one time. But the more people, I just feel like you have so many side conversations. I don't know. Just more than 5, just too much for me. But having a study group is amazing. A study group. Next is note cards. I love note cards, especially when it came to learning my medications. On my note cards, I was able to put those medications like by class. And once you get into nursing school, you'll know more about it when I say by class. Those note cards really helped me specifically for learning my medications. So note cards for sure for medications. At the beginning of nursing school, this is where kind of like I was trying to learn how to study for me. At the beginning, my first class, I started typing up notes. I recorded lectures and I typed up verbatim what was said in class. If they pointed out a box, I typed that box out, put it in my notes, and that's how I studied at the beginning. But as time went on, I realized that typing was taking up a lot of time, so I was not able. Eventually, I stopped typing up my notes, and I started with the Notability and typing up my putting my notes on that app. And I did start at one point. I went from typing to writing up notes, and then writing notes kind of got a lot too. So it's kind of like when I started shorthanding my notes. And that just works. I went from typing to writing out the lectures, the recordings, verbatim, to shorthanding. That just worked for me. Typing those notes were, like I said, was taking a lot of time, and writing those notes was taking some time too. But I was, you just learn. Shorthanding the notes would just eventually just worked for me. Next, like I said, I had to do trial and error when it came to what worked for me with studying. When it came to medications, I realized that the note cards worked best for me. I did try to write out the medications by class, but the note cards just stuck to me better. This is something that's really dear to me too. When it came to, like, say for instance, if I had a list of like an order or something to know, or a list of something to know, I made up acronyms. Your girl love a good acronym. It stuck to me that way. I made it up. It stuck to me. So making up acronyms, if that is what worked for you, do it by any means necessary. Do not compare yourself with your classmates. Say, for instance, you're somebody in your study group, everybody passed except you. Don't beat yourself up about it. It is not the end of the world. It's not. Like, your time is coming. Be happy for them. Just don't compare. Don't think you're less of a person if they pass and you don't, because you're not. You're still just as special as them. You will pass. You are not going to pass every test in nursing school. Your girl here, I ain't passed every test, baby. There was so many tests that I failed. But I passed the class. But there was one class that I did fail to. And that's going to be for another video. Okay? So, don't compare yourself with your other classmates. If they fail, your journey is not their journey. Y'all have the same end goal. But the journey is going to be a little different. It's going to be a little rocky. It ain't going to be the same for each and every person. I can pass this test. My classmate, my friend, failed this one. They failed, I passed. Like, and sometimes there were times we both passed. But don't compare yourself with them. And last but not least, it's a lot of them, y'all. But I just tried to sum it up. Find someone to quiz you. If you can't find anyone to quiz you, you can make your own quizzes on Quizlet. And that really helps, especially if you're on the go a lot. I made some questions up on Quizlet. I created the questions myself, and I used that when I'm on the go, quizzing myself that way. So you can create your tests, make up tests that way, quizzing yourself. And also, there is, like, in some books, some nursing school books, there were, like, at the end, in the back, in the front, somewhere in the book, it's like a link where you can go and like, they got different quizzes on there specific to that book. You can do that too, like a website for that, and then for that book, and then a specific chapter what's going on, a specific chapter, and then questions for that. Like, you can go to that too. That really helps a lot. Somebody else that I recommend that helped me through nursing school is Registered Nurse RN. She is on YouTube. She broke a lot of stuff down, y'all, to where, like, it was so easy to understand. Registered Nurse RN, YouTube, that's my girl. Recommend her to anybody. She's a wonderful nurse. And she even have quizzes too. Like, after you watch certain videos, she'll have quizzes, and you can do those quizzes too. So the other suggestion I have is the NCLEX RN exam book. It is by Saunders. You can get it on Amazon. It really teaches you how to answer NCLEX style questions. You can even put those questions on Quizlet if you have to. But this is a book. It's really, really good. Some schools, they have them. Some schools suggest you to give them or require for you to get them. But if you don't have it, I really, really think you should really invest in it. And I'll put a picture up so you know how it look. But just get the latest version of it. I'm not sure what version they have now, but I suggest it. Suggestion. I hope this video really helps you if you're in nursing school, considering going nursing school, whatever it may be. I hope this video blesses you. I hope this video really touches you and encourages you. I love you all. And remember, do not give up. Keep going. Keep pushing. Don't compare yourself. You are great. You are special. And you are important. I love you all.